Well, hey there, welcome back to another episode of Tack Live. Here we are in Tack Live studio office. I am your host, Travis. My co-host is sleeping behind me, so he will not be joining me. Something I really want to talk about. I've been meaning to do this video for a while, and I just haven't had the time to do it, but we're going to do it today. EDC and a razor blade. Super excited about this topic because a lot of people don't ever think about it, I guess. It's becoming a more widely popular thing to do now, as it's people have been doing it and having such wonderful results with it. I started off with having razor blades when I was first got into the knife game, maybe when I was 10 or 11. So for 20 years, I've been having some sort of razor blade, at least near me, if I didn't carry it every single day. Over the past maybe 5 years, I've carried one every single day for the most part, and it's life-changing. If you haven't done it, do it. You will not regret it. There's a lot of wonderful options, and I just wanted to kind of talk about a bunch of options that are under $40. Most of these are under $30 that are very solid options for you to get your foot in the door, experiment, try it out, see how it suits you in your life, and really just give you that experience to see if it's for you, which I'm telling you it's going to be, because it just makes the most sense. Most people, 90% of your knife use on a day-to-day basis in the real world is going to be opening your boxes, packages, mail, whatever, just cutting things like that, tape. And razor blades are designed specifically for all of those things. Who knew, right? So instead of wearing down your solid pocket knife that you carry all the time and having to constantly sharpen that blade, you just use a razor blade. It gets dull, you flip it over. That gets dull, you get rid of it, get a new one. Razor blades are super cheap if you're not aware. You can get all different types. They even make plain edge, they make serrated edge, they make hooked ones now, they make ceramic. I mean, they make all kinds. I'm telling you, that like powder coated ones. You can get a stack of cheap ones that are enough to last you a lifetime for like $15. Like, it's crazy. So definitely, and I've even seen people skin a deer with a razor blade. So I mean, you can do pretty much anything with it, except when I say anything, I mean almost anything. You cannot be prying with it because it will break. It's not a pry tool. You shouldn't be prying most things with most knives unless it's like a high carbon blade and you're not worried about it because it's strong. But you can't be prying with it. You can't be stabbing with it. They're not meant for that. They're meant for slicing and cutting and stuff like that. And they don't work real good for meal prep either, but that's just because the blade's short. Just whatever. You could have had to, I guess. But so let's run through some real quick and get y'all's feet wet in it. So this one's USA made by Stanley. They don't make these anymore. I just kind of want to hit on it because this was like my first razor blade that I ever carried. This is the Stanley 10059. They stopped making these in like 1970, early 1980. And they're really cool. Just the action alone is what kind of drew me to it. And they've developed sort of a cult following online, and people love them, love to try to get a hold of them. You're only going to find them on eBay, Amazon, or at flea markets. They range anywhere from $30 in this sort of condition, which is a good condition, but to brand new, but from the 70s in the packaging for like $130. And same thing with the blades. You're gonna have to find these on eBay, Amazon, that sort of thing. So really cool just to have. I didn't know how many people wanted these until I started looking into it. So it doesn't have a pocket clip or anything like that, but as you can tell, this one is older than I am, and it looks fantastic. So great thing to have around. You can pass it down, whatever you want to do. I just think they're really cool. If you're trying to get into the really cheap end of razor blade knives, you can find something like this pretty much anywhere. I've had this one for so many years. It doesn't have a brand name on it, just the cheapest thing you can find, probably from Harbor Freight or something. Has a push button to release it, and it locks it in place. That's also how you unrelease it, disengage, whatever. Little black button here, you push, the blade will slide out. That locks it in place. It's actually a decent lockup. This is really solid lockup. Does have a little thumb stud on either side, ambidextrous. And super heavy. It's rubber coated, so it gets really nasty. As you can see, I used to use this at my old job in construction a lot. I don't recommend this, but this shows what you can get for like $5 from somewhere, and you can get into the game. But if you're gonna get into it, I recommend getting one with a pocket clip, like this Husky here. You can find this at the hardware store. Craftsman makes one there's a bunch of companies that make them just like this. They're all metal construction, has a lanyard hole, pocket clip. It is a lockback design, which is nice because that really locks it up solid. I really like that. And it does have a thumb. I wouldn't call it a thumb stud. It's more like a thumb bar kind of thing, because that's actually what you push up against. This releases the blade, and so this acts as a safety, so you're not accidentally pressing this when you're opening it with your thumb. So you just press that button, slides out, replace it, whatever. Bob's your uncle, you're done. Bob's not my uncle, whatever. So I really like it. Quality, and these are like, I don't know, $9, and you get them in 3 packs for maybe $20 all day long. And you could get 3 of these and they'll last you your lifetime if you wanted to. So that's a great option, but it is like a normal knife size. It's not really like a small EDC one. It's actual pocket knife size. But it's great if you like work in a warehouse, something like that. A really good option. Next, this one's actually closer to like an EDC normal person size knife. Very cool shape. You won't feel this sitting in your pocket because it does have a pocket clip. It's metal, though the scales are like maybe aluminum, and then it's got plastic, so it's not like super quality, but it is Craftsman. This is all metal, stainless steel. It does have a nice thumb stud only on this one side, so if you're lefty, you're out of luck. I apologize. Only thing I don't like about this, really, because the shape is great, feels really good, the ergonomics are great, gives you a nice little angle on the blade, the way that it's shaped. It just feels good in the hand. I don't know why. It's surprising. I do not like the way that it releases the blade. It's a lockback release, which is unusual, and for this reason, because if you're using this and you press down on that by accident when you're forcing through something, you're gonna lose your blade. It's just, I don't think that's the best thought through design, so be careful if you get something like this. But other than that, I really like the size. It's great size. Good for starting out, and these are like $5 to $8. Super cheap. And so that moves me into the 3 most solid options you're going to find under $30, and I would recommend these till the day I die. You need to get one of these 3 if you're just starting out, or even if you're not just starting out and you just want to try something new. If you have not tried one of these 3, please, please, please do yourself a favor and try one of these 3. I carry all of these. One I carry on my person at all times. One of them is in one of my backpacks at all times, and the other one is in my truck at all times. So this one goes in my backpack and my little survival kit that I keep. You can get a bunch of these because, as you can see, this thing is 0.8 ounces. It is the smallest like EDC razor blade I think you'll find. It's called the Screw Pop. You can find them on Walmart's website. You can find them on eBay, Amazon, all kinds of places. And this is the simplest design of any that you'll see, for the most part. And it's only $6 to $15, depending on where you find it. So it's got an ample size lanyard hole here. I keep some paracord on it. You can put carabiner, put it on your keys. It works like this. Like I said, super simple. So it's got a lever around back here. You just lift that lever up. It disengages and allows us to move freely, and you can secure it in any of those slots depending on the depth you want, and then it holds that in place. It's a little wiggly, but I mean, you're gonna put your thumb on it and that'll hold it in place. You just gotta be careful. You don't want to slip forward and cut your finger, because if you've ever messed with razor blades, you know they go to bone real easy. So be mindful. Don't end up in the hospital for opening a box. But one of the coolest, most fidgetable factors on this knife, fidgetable. I don't even know if that's a thing. It is now. Tack Life Incorporated. Copyright 2020. Might as well get something out of this year, right? So to take it down, you just lift that up and boom, slides into place. And it's not coming out. But why? Is it magic? Kind of. It's a magnet. Magnets are pretty much magic. So when I slide it forward, you can see that round circle? That's a magnet. Boom, holds it in place. And you just lock this down to make sure it stays in place. But dude, that magnet is strong, comes through the back, so you can clip it onto fridges, whatever you want to do, your vehicle. Yeah, they're great. Just get a bunch of these, throw them all over the place. Great little gifts for people. Like I said, they're cheap, $6 to $15. Bottle opener on the end, because everything's got to have a bottle opener on it now. So this would make an amazing keychain item. So yeah, highly recommend. Can't say enough good things about that. Really happy with that, and I loved it ever since I got it. The next one, this one I keep in my truck at all times. This, we're talking more like almost a full-size pocket knife, though this is a compact size. If we compare it to the Para 2 by Spyderco, you can see what I'm talking about. It is truly a compact size, and the width even, they are almost exactly the same width. So they did a really good job on keeping this compact. And then when you open it up, so okay, Milwaukee, this is a Milwaukee Fastback utility knife. Milwaukee makes a bunch of these that are different types, regular plain blade, Tanto blade. They make all kinds of, they're supposed to be working knives and they're supposed to be affordable. This one's $10, okay? That's how affordable these are. And it's a hard plastic. The insides are all metal. The liner is all metal. And so you push this little black button and you sling it out so you can one hand open this, which is awesome. And it's so gratifying to hear that thing sling out like that. But it almost fits a full grip, almost. You kind of miss it a little bit, but there is a lanyard hole down here, so you could attach some cordage if you really want to get that little extra pinky on there, or you do what it's intended and you choke up on this little finger groove here, and it's solid. I mean, this indention here for your finger to come in, these little, designs here, it's just super grippy. You're not going to lose it, and it's a powerhouse. Like the size and everything, it's perfect in my opinion. And it comes with a little wire clip instead of the solid, metal clip. They say that the wire clips are less likely to tear up your pants, which kind of makes sense. A lot of people don't like them, but this one's a very solid wire clip. I mean, it's very solid. You might even have a problem getting it on your pants. So really like it, and it just, and this one, to release it, does have a little button here, and again, it's got another safety thing, so you can't accidentally hit this button when you're trying to use it. So you really got to make sure you're pushing it to get it out, and lockup's pretty decent. This lockup is so solid. They do such a good job with these, and like I said, they are so affordable. Sliding this in your pocket, you will not regret it. I just keep that one in my truck at all times, because the one I keep on my person 24/7 in my pocket, well, 24/7 when I'm wearing any pants or stuff, I'm not wearing it to bed, but not yet, is the Gerber EAB Lite. They came out with the Gerber EAB, and then they came out with the EAB Lite. The only difference really is they put these little serrations in there to lighten it up a little bit. That's about it. Principally, they're the same knife. This one made me really fall in love with carrying a razor blade. They advertise these as also being a pocket clip for your money. You can definitely use that pocket clip as money holding, a little money clip, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight to get your money in and out of it, but it can be done. I don't use it for that. I use a Chum's wallet, which has a pocket built into it, and I actually slide this down in here in that pocket and keep it in my wallet at all times, because I use a razor blade tons. Once I started carrying one, haven't stopped using one. I'm telling you, life-changing. The only thing people complain about these is to remove the blade, you got to take that little screwdriver, the little screw out with a screwdriver, which kind of sucks, but it's such a good lockup. Everything's so solid. It is a liner lock, so you got to push that in to close it, which is fine. So a lot of people customize these because of that little imperfection. They'll actually take this screw out and put a thumb stud you can get from Lowe's or Home Depot, or just a screw that sticks out further and use it as a thumb stud. And that way, all they have to do when they want to replace a blade is just unscrew that, pull the blade out, replace it, screw the blade back, screw the screw back in, and you're good to go. They also, people file in serrations here and here, so they, little choils, so they get a better grip on it. But the grip is beautiful. You can get a full hand grip almost, pinky just slightly wrapped around. I use this thing so much, and I have no complaints other than that little screw needs to be replaced with a thumb stud, and I probably will. So people really enjoy customizing these. I cannot recommend these enough. These three right here, you could have yourself all three of these for under $40, and you would not be wrong. If you're not aware, if you start looking into it, utility knives in the EDC game have really taken off in a way that is expected if you've carried one, because you know how valuable it is to have this. But I mean, some of these razor blades now are like $200, and I can't do that on a razor blade. So these are great options. Please do yourself a favor and get one of these three that I just showed you, or start off with some of these crappier ones, whichever one you want to do, because this will do just fine. But seriously, do yourself a favor, go for one of these three. Just my recommendation. So I hope that really helps somebody out. Hope it gives you some things to think about and some things to try out. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. If you do, message me and tell me what did you regret about it. Because 90% of what you need a knife for, you will use a razor blade for, and it will save your life, your knife's life, tremendously. Knife life. So, just my opinion. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I try not to get too long-winded, but my knife videos, I do tend to do that, but I'm trying to not do that because I don't want to bore anyone to death. So, yes, please, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next video. Don't know what it's going to be about yet, but I definitely want to get this one out because I've been wanting to do this for a while and share how wonderful razor blade EDCing is. So, hope you liked it. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see y'all on the next one.